The last garden party. The house had stood proudly at the edge of the hill for over 100 years. A stately white manor with dark green shutters and tall, welcoming columns. Known as the Willow House. It had hosted generations of celebrations, laughter, and lives fully lived. On the day before the fire, the Willow House was at its most beautiful. The air was crisp and clear, and the late spring sun bathed the white facade in golden light. It was the day of Miss Eleanor's 90th birthday. A grand matriarch who had lived in that house since the end of the Second World War. Her family, spanning 4 generations, had gathered from every corner of the country to celebrate. The garden was trimmed perfectly for the occasion. Tables draped in linen were set with fresh flowers from the backyard. Lilies, peonies, and the last of the spring daffodils. Children ran across the manicured lawn chasing bubbles, while Eleanor's great-grandson tried to catch frogs near the fountain that had stood broken since the 1980s. Inside the house, the smell of fresh bread and peach cobbler filled the rooms. Old jazz records spun on a phonograph in the living room. There was music, dancing, storytelling. Eleanor told them about her first date on the porch in 1952 and about the summer storm in '68. That made the attic flood and turned the top bedroom into a jungle of mold for weeks. They all laughed about it now. Later, as the sky turned shades of orange and violet, they lit candles and toasted to love, memory, and legacy. Eleanor stood with her family and looked out over the hills, peaceful and content. That night, after the last song was sung and the last chair was folded up and taken inside, a stray spark from a faulty attic light, a relic of decades past, caught onto an old curtain. The fire crept silently in the dark, long after everyone had gone home or fallen asleep, as if the house itself had chosen that moment, after one last perfect day, to say goodbye. But no one was hurt. And when the sun rose the next day, the house still stood tall, proud even in its damage, like a story that had ended on its own terms. The house beyond the hill. After the fire, the family gathered once more. Not for a party this time, but to stand together on the driveway of the Willow House, watching the smoke trail into the morning sky. The fire had taken much of the second floor, blackened the walls, and left a scent of ash and old memories behind. But no lives were lost, and to them, that was everything. Eleanor sat quietly in her favorite wicker chair, which someone had managed to save from the porch. Her eyes didn't show sorrow, just the sort of peaceful resignation that comes with age and perspective. The house did its job, she said softly. It held all our stories. Now it's up to us to carry them forward. And they did. The months that followed were filled with decisions. Should they rebuild the house, sell the land, let it return to nature? It was Eleanor's granddaughter, Lydia, an architect in her 30s, who proposed a different path. Let us build something new here, she said. But not another mansion. Something that brings people together, like the house did. So they did. With the help of volunteers, townsfolk, and a modest inheritance, they turned the property into Willow Commons, a community center with wide porch, a garden with paths shaped like Eleanor's initials, and rooms full of photos from the house's long life. Local children played in the old orchard, Seniors from town came for weekly chess and tea. And every spring, on the anniversary of Eleanor's birthday, they held a garden party. Just like before. Eleanor passed away peacefully 2 years later. Her hand in Lydia's, smiling at the sound of children laughing outside her window. And Willow Commons grew, rooted in love, memory. And the idea that homes aren't made of wood or stone, but of people, stories, and the courage to begin again.